guys and gals, and we're here from Checkpoint Game and Study on Twitter, the gaming drag. Today I'm coming back at you on a Let's Play episode of Devil's Gambit. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Shandy, we're up, and let's go! It's a shame it didn't work out. I just didn't have the talent to use magic the way he or my parents did. Can't do more than basic sigils. That and the priest's duties shrunk when Leopoldno began selling his earth helpers. He figured it'd be best for me to find something else to do with my life. I remember Oblin's shamans objecting to buying the earth helpers, saying they didn't trust them with protecting the crops. I think they just didn't want to be replaced, but we didn't have a choice. It feels like those things just made everything worse, but everybody's using them, so it's hard to make a living out of agriculture without them. And replacing the copper parts cost a fortune in the long run. God, yes. Then, from behind the trees, the lights of Ranzkai appear. I keep walking, but Cadgan's footsteps go silent. I turn back. The wolf is still looking down at his hands, his fingers move in rough, sudden jerks. It takes me a second to understand. He's trying to touch his fingers with his thumbs and failing horribly. Is everything alright? He looks up from his fingers. His eyes shine, reflecting all of Ranzkai's fire back at me. There's a dream I have every once in a while. One where Mom and Dad never went away and I was never taken to the mansion. Aaron is there too. I live in the town shrine. He's teaching me the old ways. I know how to use magic. My hands work. I blink. How did the topic change so quickly? But I can't help but follow along. Really? And what else? And you're there. You look a bit different. You're taller, but I know it's you. No matter how the details change between dreams, I can always tell it's you. Sometimes we know each other for years. You have that exact belt buckle. You've been visiting for most of your life. The blacksmith is with you often. Sometimes I see you as if it was just for the first time, coming in through the shrine's sunlit door. It's dark inside and I can barely see your face, but I know. I just know. Cadgan. You're always so serious, but we still behave like rascals at times. Going on adventures, playing pranks. I laugh. I feel a burst of warmth in my chest when we walk together. You like to wrestle. I play my pranks on you often and you want more. Sometimes by the river, we undress and, He stares at the palm of his hand before clutching it into a fist. And he looks up at me. There's been time when I'm looking at you. I remember all that. It makes me want to cry, but I can't. All I feel is a mist in my eyes, and I can't. Alongside those words comes out a sniff. Not from him. It's me that's starting to tear up. Why? I keep thinking about how different everything could have been. But that's just not me. That's another Cadgan. One that still remembers what it's like to feel warm inside. What if one day I held you, just like I've dreamed, but felt nothing? If I throw myself at him, wrapping the wolf up in a tight embrace. Cadgan raises his arm in shock, but stays still as the silence of the night envelops us. In that beautiful dark, surrounded by the woods and so distant from Ranzkai's flames, his arms pull me close. His claws dig into my clothes, down to my fur and skin. It does not hurt. My God, it could never hurt. And there, in his chest, I feel an incredible burning warmth, more passionate than the festival's flames. I don't know what changed, Cadgan, but it's all right. You're still Cadgan. My Cadgan. Please. But is he feeling the same thing as you, Hector? Look up to his eyes. Is he in the same bliss, or are they wide open in horror at what he's become? But I'm too afraid to look. Too used to every bit of good in the world being snuffed out. If I do it, I might lose this moment too. I wish we could just stay like this forever. And that's when I feel Cadgan snap on top of my head. His chest deflates under my embrace. He breathes out, and I hear a sniffle as his rough-knuckled fingers curl tighter on my clothes. God, his chest. Never have I felt such warmth. They cannot last forever. No matter how much I pray and beg God, his fingers let go of me, his arms lower, and so must mine. We disentangle, take a step back, and it's as if that moment of magic lives on only in memory. In all that darkness, I can't see his face anymore. Good night, Hector. Thank you. Good night, Cadgan. Stay safe out there. You too. He turns around and makes his way to the shrine. I stand there for a moment before I walk off. Not to Arwell's nest, but to the forest, to the river. I recall the demon's message. Tonight, Badger. Did I make the right choice? Just as things are getting bad with Cadgan, now the demon. What do I do? Journal has been updated. Act 2, Chapter 4. Consummation. Well, I think we know what's going to happen in this chapter. Let's see. Journal has been updated. Let's see. Ah, Fergus. Okay. A rude wolf with an apparent drinking problem. I first met him with Cadgan when Cadgan stopped a fight between him and Alistair. He regularly participates in the Great Lake Games, Ranzkai Summer Festival. Another rude wolf and Fergus's friend/rival. I don't know much about him, but he strikes me as the more intimidating one of the two. Aranon. Ranzkai's oldest priest, now living in exile, although Leopoldno banished him from town for trying to help Cadgan. With the old duke dead, his exile is now self-imposed. Cadgan's parents were his fellow priests, and they were close enough that Aranon even acted as Cadgan's midwife. This might also be part of his duties. Cadgan is his apprentice, but due to circumstances he has renounced that position. Still, they have a great relationship. He dresses like the demon shamans did, according to Shay's compendium. Compendium? It's supposed to be compendium, I think. And there are some runes engraved in his skin. Second, water time. Guys and gals, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump back in, shall we? Okay. It's a shame it didn't work out. I just didn't have the talent to use magic the way he or my parents did. I can't do more than basic sigils. That, the priest's duties shrunk when Leopoldno began selling his earth helpers. Oh, I think we already did this. Yes, we did. Hold up, y'all. I don't think it properly saved. Autosave. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Okay. Alright. The stars fall and fall, slipping from between the fingers, rejoining the stream below. I hold them in my cupped hands and splash the starry sky all over my face. This river is one of the few things that has changed little in these 9 years. Back then the water reached my navel, and that's all. It's a familiar, relaxing place. I pick up another handful and throw it under my armpit. I scrub and scrub before reaching underwater and wiggling my fingers between my thighs, behind my balls. A shiver goes up my spine. It's not out of excitement, but because of the breeze making the humidity all over my fur frigid. This isn't as easy as the demon made it out to be. I catch my hands lingering around where Cadgan hugged me. It was nice, but filled with so much uncertainty. Even if Cadgan was to completely turn around, could he give me the companionship and love I want? He himself doesn't seem so sure about it. If only I could know it for certain, the choice would be so much easier. And Ranzkai, he's an evil spirit, yes, and he might be manipulating me, but he can give me what I need. He can make all the pain and loneliness go away. I'm not even sure he's evil, he just seems horny. I look at my shadow in the water, thinking how selfish this all is. It's true. You're a selfish and self-centered brat, playing around with a demonic entity beyond your understanding. You'll burn, Hector. Shut it. Don't get me started again. Cadgan is not some object without emotions and needs of his own. I met his adoptive father. I saw how he lived. More than ever, I should know better than to think of him without compassion. But it is the truth. I'm alone, desperate and broken. I need someone. Anyone. Once upon a time, Cadgan filled this gap in me. Now, it's Ranzkai. That's all. That's all. After a few more minutes, I figure it's enough, and I return to the riverbank. First, I look at my clothes on the ground before raising my gaze to the forest. I could dry up using a bush, as usual, but I have another idea. I grab a thin branch and snap it before looking for a grassless spot of dirt. Let's see, that rune Cadgan drew looked like this. I tilt my head, squinting at the rune. The circle part doesn't look too good. I kick some more dirt on top of it before trying again, hurried along by the gentle but unrelenting wind. Not perfect, but it's close enough. All it needs is some magic now. I toss the stick aside and crouch, resting my hands on the circle. The tip of my fingers glow in the circle, then the sigil fill with an orange light. But something's different. Little by little, the warmth turns into an almost searing heat. I instinctively move my hand away, expecting the rune to lose its magic, but it keeps glowing, though slowly losing heat. Strange. It's my first time casting this rune. I didn't even perfectly replicate it, and I only poured a drop of magic to it, yet the effect is overwhelming. When Cadgan used it, he had to be in constant contact with it too, and didn't become nearly this hot. Why is it working differently? He mentioned lacking magical talent. Maybe that's the explanation. Having more limited skills, this simple rune demanded a greater focus to cast, only to display weaker results. But then I recall his twitching thumb, trying to reach the tip of his fingers. This isn't the first time you've seen it, Hector. Back in Oblon, when Mr. Edgar injured his hands in that woodcutting accident. Remember? He couldn't hold a plow afterwards, and neither could he cast magic. Not even to light up a prismilium. It was one of the first lessons Dad taught you. So that no harm comes to your hands, for they are your greatest tool. The issue wasn't the rune being misshapen. It had to be his... The thought is cut short by a sharp breeze. Huddling up, I sit on top of the rune and the warmth flows into me. It's not searing me anymore. Now that I'm not pouring more energy into it, a ripple goes through my body, ending in a blissful sigh. It feels so good. I continue rubbing my arms and body, squeezing the humidity off my fur. What remains is slowly but surely dried by the rune. Well, well, you couldn't just wait, could you? As though I've just noticed a spider crawling on my back, my entire body tenses up at once and I gasp as it jumps out of my throat. I turn around, searching for red and purple in the darkness. The demon is leaning against a tree, arms crossed, with a lecherous look in his eyes. He's enjoying the view, taking in every detail, as his loincloth is strained, trying to contain his excitement. No doubt he's been there for much longer than I imagine. Ranzkai. Today I was thinking, what would you do once we met tonight, knowing full well what's to come? To be honest, I thought you'd keep playing the part of a scared animal. But to think you'd seek me in the woods, that you'd prepare yourself for our deal's consummation. He steps closer, a wild smile spreading across his face. I'm paralyzed. 1,000 ideas running through my mind about what he's about to do to me. His razor-sharp claws reach out to me and latch around my nape as he strokes my head with such strength he forces me to look at his hooves. Such an obedient little morsel. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. I could partake in you right here and now, but... He looks around us and shakes his head. No, this will not do. No? Why not? I hope that didn't come out as desperate as I think it did. This is a special occasion, Badger, and we need an adequate site. Lovers embracing by the river, entrusting themselves to the other for the first time with only the moon as witness. Maybe that'd be fitting for most couples, but not for us. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon and YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!